Hi, I'm Bobby from You Are the Miracle. I'm here today to help you to continue to do what you love to do by improving mobility, strength, stability, and preventing injury. So let's get started today. On your next inhale, arms overhead. Inhaling, arms up. Arms out to the side. Elongated. The hips open to the long edge. The right side of the body. Tan right arm across. So in this class, we're going to start with chair yoga. And chair yoga is a great way to add some mobility practice into your workday, into a visit with friends, or if you have limited range of motion or mobility. So breathing is something that we all do, but that doesn't mean that we do it well. So to start, we're going to do a 3-part breath. So this is to increase our breath, which will also help to give us some stability in our core during our swing. So when you breathe, we are going to just begin to notice your natural breath. So closing your eyes, if you'd like to allow yourself to tune inward, you're going to just notice where you're breathing. Many of us will breathe into our upper chest and not really allowing the belly to expand as we breathe. So just giving yourself 3 breaths to notice how your body is responding to the breath and how your breath moves within the body. And you may notice that breathing into the belly feels a little abnormal. So we're going to just practice there. So first we're going to start, you can place your right hand on your belly and you're going to breathe into the belly. Feel the belly expand and then exhale. Feel the diaphragm draw in, expelling the breath. Inhaling into the belly once again. And then exhaling, feeling the core engage as the diaphragm presses the breath out of the body. And then one more time. And then next, we're going to add the ribs. So we're going to breathe 3-dimensionally into the rib cage. So sending the breath into the right hand, into the belly, expanding through the ribs, allowing the ribs to expand 3-dimensionally. So front, side, and back ribs expanding. And then exhaling, allowing your breath to gently release the diaphragm, pressing the breath from the body. Once again, into the belly. The ribs expanding 3-dimensionally. Exhaling, gently releasing. Last one, belly, ribs, and then exhaling, releasing. And to complete that 3-part breath, we're going to add belly, ribs, and then finally our collarbone. So we're going to try and increase that breath so that the entire body is expanded and filled with breath. And on the exhale, using that core, using the diaphragm to expel the breath and strengthen through the core. So inhaling into the belly, the ribs expanding 3-dimensionally, rising up into the collarbones, and then exhaling, releasing and letting go. 2 more times into the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, and releasing. Last one, belly, ribs, and collarbones. And then exhaling, feel the belly button draw into the spine. To increase the breath here, and this is a great thing to practice anytime you're driving in the car, anytime that you have just a few minutes that you can focus in on the breath, and you will continue to kind of be drawn away from the breath, and you'll just simply bring yourself back to breathing. So I often suggest to place a Post-it note even in the center or the console of your car. It could be beside a mirror at home or in the kitchen or at your office desk, and just write breathe. And that can be a simple reminder to practice this breathing method. So we're going to breathe into the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, and then we're going to add 2 extra sniffs. And we're going to hold for 4. Letting go. And into the belly, the ribs, the collarbones, 2 sniffs, and then release. And this is the type of breath that you will continue with as we move. So we're going to add movement to this now. So we're going to inhale, we'll bring the hands together, interlacing the fingers. We're going to press the palms towards the ceiling as we perform our 3-part breath. So belly, ribs, collarbones, arms out nice and wide. Allowing the shoulders to begin to open. Inhaling, extending up, rooting into the seat, feet into the floor. Exhaling, arms wide. And again, inhaling up. Exhaling, releasing the arms out wide. And one more time up. This time we're going to release. We're going to twist the right arm to the back of the chair, left arm across, looking over the right shoulder as you exhale. We're going to take 3 breaths here. And on your inhale, rising up through center once again. This time, as we exhale, we'll come across to the left side. Left arm behind, right arm across. 3 breaths on this side. And then inhaling up through center. And we're going to move with the breath. So as we exhale, coming to the side, inhaling back through center, exhaling to twist. Inhaling through center, exhaling, twist. And as you twist, you're going to move from the waist, the shoulder, and looking out over the shoulder. Inhaling up, waist, shoulder, and gaze. Inhaling up, 2 more each side. Last one each side. And then back to center. From here, we're going to bring our hands down onto our knees, and we're going to just shift forward just a little bit. So you want enough room behind you on your chair so that when you tuck and you round through the spine, you still have a little bit of space behind you to allow for that motion. So here we're going to place the hands on the knees. As we exhale, we're going to tuck the chin, and we're going to tuck the tail or the pelvis and scoop forward. So exhaling, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, we're going to look forward. The tail or the hips are going to shift to allow that tail to extend behind you, and the gaze is going to come towards the ceiling, shoulders sliding down the back. Exhaling, chin tucks, pelvis tucks, rounding through the back. Inhaling, lifting the tail, shoulders down the back, gazing skyward. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, looking, lifting. Exhaling, tucking, rounding. Inhaling, looking, lifting. And 3 more each direction. And last one. And then finding center. From here, you're going to bring your left hand onto your side of your chair, and we're going to bring the right arm overhead, looking underneath the right shoulder, the palm framing the body, so the palm facing down towards the ground. Inhaling here, we're going to draw the breath in through the right side of the body, extending through the right fingertips. Exhaling, allowing yourself to soften. One more breath here. Feeling that length as you inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to bring the right arm down to the right side, left arm framing the body. As we inhale, extending through the left side body, so all the way from that left hip, up through the body, out through the fingertips. Exhaling, softening. 2 more. And on your exhale, releasing. We're going to move from side to side. So inhaling, looking up. Exhaling through center. Inhaling up. Exhaling through center. Using the fingertips to create length as you reach. Exhaling to move. Last one. And releasing back to center. From here, we'll bring the right arm across the body, and we're going to turn the palm to face the ceiling. As we do this, allowing the shoulder to slide down the back, creating length through the top of the crown, top of the head. And here we're going to breathe. As you draw that arm across, you'll feel the opening through the shoulder blade. And the more you encourage that shoulder down away from the ears, the more you'll feel all the way through the neck as well. So breathing here. So you can allow your eyes to close if you'd like, to allow yourself to turn inward. Last breath. And releasing that right arm, left arm across this time. So once again, the left palm turning to face the ceiling, that left shoulder sliding down the back. Gazing back to center, eyes can close. Hugging that arm in, close to the chest, and then breathing here. And exhaling, releasing. From here, we're going to bring the right arm overhead. We'll bring the right hand between the shoulder blades and the left hand to the low back, intending the fingers towards one another. So we're going to intend the fingers down towards one another, but not worrying whether they are touching here. So if they aren't touching, that is okay. We're going to then focus in on the elbows. Right elbow extending skyward, left elbow down towards the floor, and then sinking into the sit bones and the feet. From here, you're going to breathe. As you extend through the breath, through the ribs, we're going to imagine the chest expanding, shoulders extending behind, and then as you exhale, let yourself soften. Inhaling, extending. Exhaling, releasing. And one more breath. And slowly releasing both arms. We can give the shoulders a little shrug here. We're going to then draw the left arm skyward, left arm behind the back, right arm to the low back. And once again, intending the fingertips towards one another so we can kind of walk that hand up the back. But then not worrying whether fingers are touching here, we're going to focus in on the elbows. So left elbow this time reaching skyward, right elbow down towards the floor, and then sinking into the sit bones and feet. We'll grow through the top of the head, top of the crown, and the eyes can close, tuning into the breath, breathing into the belly, the ribs expanding 3-dimensionally, Rising up into the collarbones, feel that space created through the chest and shoulders. Exhaling, sinking in. One more breath here. And exhaling, releasing. And once again, a nice little shoulder roll just to let the shoulders soften. From here, we're going to move down into the feet. So our feet are the foundation of our stance. So that is where we actually bring all of our power. It's where our strength and stability comes from. So our feet and ankles are super important and often overlooked. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply start by pointing the toes and then flexing the toes. So you'll inhale, point, exhale, flex. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. Two more. Last one. And then back to center. From here, we're going to draw circles with the feet. So allowing the feet to move out from center, out to the sides. And you may notice that one foot likes to cooperate a little bit more than the other, and that's okay. This just kind of begins the exploration of what our body is doing on our dominant side and our non-dominant side. And then we'll switch directions. So this also just helps us to become more aware of our body. And the body awareness helps to create consistency. It also just helps us to feel what is going on. And that connection is essential when we are competing in anything that we do in life. All right, and then letting your feet come down. From here, we're going to rise up onto the toes and then lower the heels, lift the toes up towards the shin, extending up, and then back, up, and then back. And you can begin to notice how you could do this when you're sitting at your desk, you're having a meeting, whether you're with friends, having a coffee. Whatever you may be doing, you can add this into life, and it's as simple as that. And the fact that we add it in, and it's all those little extra additives that help to build momentum and increase that mobility. It's not just, doing one thing once a week. It's adding it in throughout your day, throughout your regular everyday life. And that's how we get the momentum going. All right. And then from here, we're going to bring the right ankle across to the left knee. Then drawing the right toes towards the right shin, we can place the right hand on the right knee and not putting too much pressure here. We can add a little bit of pressure to help that right knee down towards the floor, but more just allowing gravity to help us out here. We're also going to intend the right glute down into the chair, and you can rise up through the top of the crown, creating length, or you may even begin to shift forward. So as you shift forward here, you're going to feel an increase in the stretch. So if you're feeling it seated and lengthening through the top of the crown, this is perfect. Stay right there. If you need a little extra, you can shift forward. So again, notice you can add this in anytime you're sitting, anywhere you are. It's a great way to add a little stretch. And then remembering your breath. So once again, belly, ribs, and collarbones. And the reason why we hold the stretch is to actually help the fascia. So that's the sheath that is around each muscle. This is the rigid part of our body that actually ends up getting tight. So this is where we actually have to hold for a longer duration to help create length here. This is where patience and a little bit of time helps us to become much more mobile. Two more breaths. And slowly rising up if you were shifted forward. From here, we're going to cross that right leg over the left. And we're going to bring the right arm to the back of the chair, the left arm across to the right knee. And we're going to add the twist here. So we're twisting the legs and the upper body. This is going to help to release low back tension, which also helps to release hips. So as you breathe here, once again, drawing the breath into the belly, the ribs expanding, collarbones rise, extending through the top of the head. Exhaling, letting your shoulders slide down the back. One more breath here, creating a little extra length, and then exhaling, slowly coming back to center. We'll uncross the right leg, and we're going to bring the left ankle now to the right knee. So checking in, right ankle and right knee stacked. We're going to draw the left toes back towards the shin, left knee down towards the floor so that left hand can give a little extra help, a little encouragement here. We'll grow up through the top of the crown as the left glute sinks down into your seat, and either keeping the length here or once again shifting forward. As you shift forward, you want to lead forward with the belly button. So we keep that length in the upper body, shoulders remaining down the back, and then finding your three-part breath. Gently reminding yourself, belly, ribs, and collarbones, each breath. One more breath. And then slowly rising up. We'll cross the left over the right, right arm across to the left knee, left arm reaching behind you. From the waist, the shoulder, and the gaze, we're going to find the breath, creating length through the top of the head, the top of the crown. Exhaling, shoulders sliding down the back once again. Final breath. And exhaling back to center. From here, we're going to bring the left knee out to the left side. And so we're going to intend the left knee back towards the wall behind you, using the front of your chair to square the hips, and then the right ankle, right knee stacked. We'll grow up through the top of the crown, or once again, we can shift forward. As you shift forward, leading forward with the belly button, you're going to continue to intend the left knee back. So you can shift forward onto your elbows here. You can interlace hands and rest here. The entire time intending the left knee back. We're opening up through the adductor, the groin here. And also, unintentionally, strengthening the low back by keeping the upper body upright and lengthened. Finding your breath and sinking in here. Remembering to keep that left knee intending back. And then slowly rising up. We're going to heel toe the left foot back. We'll bring the right knee out to the right side. So this time the right knee intending back towards the wall behind you, hips squared to the front, creating length, or shifting forward, leading with the belly button. Once again, finding your breath, keeping the length through the entire spine and intending that right knee back. And then from here, you're going to slowly rise up, bringing the left out to meet the right. Both knees will intend to the wall behind you, finding that length through the spine. And this may be enough here, or once again, we can shift forward. Finding your breath. For the last 4 breaths, encouraging the knees back just a little bit more, a little more length through the top of the crown, connected with the breath. And then slowly rising up. We'll heel toe the feet back to center. And then from here, we're going to forward fold. So just allowing the length to reach through the fingertips here. We're going to lead forward with the belly button, reaching forward. And then once you've found kind of your edge, you can allow the arms to release, the chin to tuck into the chest. If you'd like, you can wrap your arms around the back of the legs. You can even hold the the legs of the chair. Chin tucked into chest, creating length through the back of the neck. Three more breaths. Belly, ribs, and collarbones feeling into the back side of the body as you breathe here. 2 more. Last one. And on your exhale, slowly rising up. And then we're going to finish off with just a little bit of mobility through the neck. So we're going to inhale to extend through the top of the crown. As you exhale, you're going to bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale, you'll intend the right shoulder down towards the ground. As you imagine as if the top of the head, the top of the crown is being extended towards the ceiling to the left side. As you exhale, chin tucks into chest, shifting right ear to right shoulder, and then feeling the length as the left shoulder slides down the back, the top of the crown extending to the right side ceiling. Exhaling, chin tucks. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, tuck. Inhale, lengthening. One more each side. And then slowly coming down to center and rising up. So this is a great way that you can add some mobility into your day anytime, anywhere. I hope you've enjoyed,